Hi, my name's Steph. If you'd like to come on in and have a seat for some symbolic support, I've created an Inkblot in the aura of the weekend if you'd like to take a screenshot so you can scry on your own time and terms for shapes and symbols that speak to your psyche and psychic senses. We'll add on tarot and oracle, and it's where this little ghost gif is a ghost tube. For any audio additions that may further inspire or irritate, please do receive or release freely. I'm going to take a moment here to open up. You're welcome to join me, or you can fast forward through. When you're ready, taking a nice big breath. Closing the eyes, cleansing the palette of perception, releasing the race and the rush. Activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support in the name and honor of the aura of the weekend. Thank you so much for joining me, for holding space for me to share my insights and allowing me to be a guest in your aura. And you know the drill. If you see, sense, or feel anything, follow that first versus following my yammerings, but I do appreciate it. If it's not your scry story, that's okay too. Thank you for holding space for others to receive theirs. 2 cards came out in the pre-shuffle. I'll reveal them in just a moment. So first off thing that I'm seeing is right here. If you're on a phone, you can zoom in. In the show People of Earth, there was a memory inserted from the gent or the character anyway that got in an accident and was abducted. Okay, so it's bringing me to that deer specifically. So there's something about the way I'm seeing it, especially with all this purple and there's dolphins. I can see them like swimming. A higher self is trying to insert, or maybe you're already aware, or there's something over the weekend that is your higher self or spirit source, creator, whatever you may wish to refer to, and whatever layer that it is attached to within your whole self, if I may, is trying to insert something or has inserted a memory to jog you. And that's what it makes me feel like. It's about a jogging, not necessarily an abduction or anything like that. It's just like of a jogging of a memory. And that's what it's making me feel like. It's like this one spot in a dream, this one spot, this one symbol. And it's a clue for something more. And when I say more, it's because I'm coming into this feeling of, sorry, I'm very chilly today. Okay.
Late.
I am more than my mind. I am more than my heart, and I am more than my body. Type words. And the reason why I'm saying I am more than my mind, I am more than my body, is because not only am I a mind, I am also a body. And not only am I a body, I am also a heart. So there's a sense of moreness. More. Okay, so I want to come into, this feeling up here. And it's like this, it's bringing me into creator. So you also might be working with a particular angel or alien or starseed or awareness of your own aspects, archetypes, whatever the case may be. And it's ready to receive this. It's ready to receive this dolphin. If that symbol means anything to you, please follow that. Because it's like in this cloud
Thursday.
That is not a cloud. And like it's not a cloud, but it's so ethereal. It's like I'm looking up into the sky and seeing all the clouds become water. And I can see these different characters and creatures playing. It's like creation at play. And maybe you're going to notice this over the weekend. Maybe it's something that's going to be that aha moment's going to come, or simply you're going to be like, oh, you don't remember the dream per se, but when you're out and about talking with somebody, maybe if you have a lot of festivities that you're going to, especially given the weekend of what is, but whatever weekend you find yourself here, gratitude for being here. This is the weekend that it's like
I am in pain.
Someone or something says something to jog your memory. And even if you're in pain, it's like that's something. It's like if this person or this conversation or a word was said, to notice that. Because I want to come back to I am more. I am more. Okay, I'm going to keep going here. There's something in, I'm seeing Western gates. You know, like if you're in a Western movie or you can envision any sort of Western classic movie and the wooden little shuttery things. The way I'm seeing is like imagining everyone's at this, I want to call it a bar, but I don't think that's what it's like really referred to as.
Close it.
The word is not coming to saloon. Okay, so there's some sort of saloon. I really feel like I'm in the dream world here, which is interesting, or some sort of astral realm, because there's chakras coalescing, there's chakra energy coalescing, there's ethereal energy coalescing. Anyway, so you're back at like this, if you want to imagine with me, this saloon. Now, whether you're one of the observers or the bartender, place yourself wherever you'd like, or the person, the energy coming through those shuttery, gatey things. And there's many reasons why, as soon as that energy walks through, everybody looks. It doesn't have to be negative, as like we might imagine, or at least I would imagine in a Western movie, like, oh, it's the villain, or oh, it's the sheriff. Maybe it's just your energy of confidence coming through. You arriving into like an in-between place. And there are people like surprised that you're here. It's also bringing me into like lucidity, like lucid living or lucid dreaming. Yeah, okay, let's keep going. So when I'm in these gates, because it's all like this, I'm going to say murky solar plexus, but it's not because the solar plexus is murky. But I want to place the Queen of Cups right in here. And even to see how like the Queen is enjoying said beverage. This is what it's making me feel like. Like this weekend is bringing about, it's also, what's her name?
Knock.
Oh, she just like stepped through Teal Swan. I don't know if someone watches her, but I'm seeing her specifically like in chairs and conversation. I feel like you might be meeting somebody in spirit. Could be a mother, grandmother, a guide, somebody along that lines. But they're also connected to stars. Somebody also might have left you a necklace or a pair of earrings. And you're going to be wearing them over the weekend to be connected to them, to instigate the inspiration of this memory. Maybe it's even like something you used to do on this, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, depending on what you call the weekend, right? Or whenever your week begins. There's something in the earth awakening. Thank you. There's something awakening in the earth grid. And oddly enough, what I want to do with this card of the world is I want to turn it due to the coloring, and I want to place the world like hangman, some sort of enlightenment, earth enlightenment. I feel as though you might be having even a conversation or coalescing in that chakra energy with earth's energy centers, the grid lines of sorts. Okay, so now I'm seeing it in this interesting way. I'm actually being inspired by the back of this card. And the way I'm seeing it is, when I was talking about the world and the energies of that.
Finish.
And I'm seeing little lights move around these lines of, maybe it's telepathic communication you have with somebody in the afterlife, again, or your guides or something along that lines. 10 of Swords, 9 of Wands. I'm hearing fight or flight. For some, okay, so now I'm back in this. I want to place it. Oh, I'm sorry. I want to place it in here. In like that murky, but it's not murky solar plexus. Because the way I'm hearing it is, it's the whole body and mind thing. And I'm ready to fight for my own peace. And I don't mean fight in the way that we would typically, it's not combative. Okay, it's not combative. Even if perhaps you're going to some festivities over the weekend that may challenge to hold your growth, to challenge reaffirming boundaries, using words that don't necessarily, or maybe whatever you want, escalate. Something about the language. Something about the language. I'm going to pull these pre-shuffle cards. So we have here, wait and learn to pause, or nothing worthwhile will catch up with you. And this makes me feel like it's in that response space. If there's anything this weekend that's going to be, because there's so much coalescing and collaboration of energies, and in order for true freedom to exist, the frequency of that, I acknowledge other people may or may not agree with me. We don't have to be in a state of agreement. We can still remain respectful. There's ferrets up here. Ferrets are seals. So this seal, I'm seeing this now, is like, oh, they are woodpeckers. Yeah, creative woodpeckers. I'm going to be able to hold it. I'm moose with grace. Yeah, whatever. I kind of feel like I'm going to be easy breezy. Because it's a chance for me to wait, pause, don't react, respond in a way that reaffirms or confirms the choices I'm making within myself. Less what is expected, maybe, per se, or that would cause one of the t'other, this or that. I am more than my mind, and I am more than my body. I am more than my heart, because I am more. I got the whole world in my hands. Do you know what I'm saying? I hope this is making sense. I feel like it's making sense, because even with this Four of Swords, I want to plop it right in here. And even like the brown of the sloth, that's the murky. It's not murky. It's a slow solar plexus. It's a slow solar plexus. And this isn't a bad thing. This is a space where I am, it feels like a mill. Yes, it feels like a mill. Okay, where can I go from the mill? And I'm not looking for, because I'm back at the tavern or the saloon. I feel like people notice I've changed, and it's not because anything was wrong with me before. I've evolved. And that might in turn heighten, trigger others. Maybe you got a position, or you're getting a position, end of the year raises. Maybe you got a bigger raise or a smaller raise, whatever the case is. I'm stepping out of some sort of resistance. I'm stepping out of some sort of resistance. And this oracally feels, again, in that slow moving, it looks slow. Like if you're to see like one of those big windmills generating, or a big mill, and it looks like it's moving slow. It's like seeing a plane in the sky. It looks like it's moving slow. But the closer you get to the source of it, your enlightenment of sorts, it's 43. Actually moving quite quickly. And it's almost like by being observed by others, or even reflectively in a mirror of oneself, I might perceive something as slow, but it's really not. It's like being on the earth, and through whatever science things you want to insert, we don't feel how fast the earth is spinning. There's value in that. Does that make sense? There's also something about filling your solar plexus cup, and whatever outpours, like a fondue, that is to be shared, but it doesn't come from your own reserves. Okay, so we have here Blue, Madonna, and Mothering. Like I said, there might be somebody who has a mother, or some sort of galactic guide, or whatever. If I got to come into Mother Earth at the end of the day, or the Gaia Guardian specifically is the word that I'm hearing, the Gaia Guardian, because there's something waking up in this sloth like state, because something's been slow or appears slow. but it's not. Chester Cheeto. It's actually really quite different degrees of spiciness and crunch. Hilarious. Oh, look at that. Okay. So we also have here gold, cup of replenishment, and communication, speak up and be heard.
Haunted.
This is that cup. We all very much so haunted hearts here. And if you haven't already, please do like, share, and subscribe. It helps me grow and you warm my haunted heart. So this cup is that cup I was talking about, like the Ace of
Leave
Cups.
here.
And see that solar, it's really moving quite speedily. And then there's also the communication. Message, you're receiving something. There's something being received. Speak and be heard. But wait. Because know that when you speak, whether you were heard as to what you meant or said or mean, it's like that saying, nope, that's not it either. It fleeted as soon as I thought that was it. Okay. In regards to the spirit,
It's bright.
angels, all mother energies, even of your own chakras. It's like of the body, mind, and heart, am the mother of those energy centers that are communicating cosmically with also the chakras or energy centers, vortexes, whatever you'd like to call them, of the earth.
Other side.
With the other side of the afterlife and then of the cosmos. So there's this, that's all those lines I'm seeing. And then it goes beyond. It's like the flower of life beyond. This is like, I don't know, maybe it's a big weekend. Well, seasonally it is, but you might be finding this at any weekend. Please, come on. This is fantastic. Kundalini. We've literally been talking about this. It's like as the Kundalini raises, that's of the earth and of the energy of our existence in any of the layers. Whatever's been untapped, you're tapping into because you're receiving it. But it's going to come in these symbols or aha moments. But somebody else may say something that triggers or inspires. And it's almost like I want to note they ignite the same thing. It's how you interpret it is the key. And even if you interpret it as negative versus positive, because down here as I've turned the Inkblot, so hopefully you're with me still, I'm seeing glass doors. It's like I'm at these glass doors and I'm going to go open it up. But you can see your own reflection in the glass door. And you take a moment to pause. I'm going to ground. And when I come into Kundalini energy, the way it's making me feel is as I go through the do, re, mi's. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la. You get the gist. And or I hum them. Obviously, that's not the right tune, but you get the gist. And I start to untap, like before I speak. And when people say, or it's almost like even in the octaves. So not only is there do, re, mi's, then there's the octaves of do, re, mi, and how people are speaking. And it's almost as if for some it's very, and I feel like this is very basic understanding, but for whatever reason it's coming through and I'm going to receive it this way as well. Somebody else might be speaking to you, talking to you.
Close it.
Angel, or very much so an animated person here, incarnate, over your weekend. And it might be like, oh, they talk really high, or they're in a different octave, or they talk really low. And your octave harmonizes. And then others are screeching, but you don't harmonize with it, or your bass is too bassy for them. And that's not in what makes things valuable or non-valuable. It's just simply an understanding of that orchestra. And it's like, oh, okay, this isn't great. Especially when people have undertones, right? There's that, it's always something to be mindful of. So it's like a wait before you say something. Especially if you're out and about, maintaining, there's something very, very wise coming through here. It's almost like for some, you've tapped into this how do I say, you've tapped into something, or you've started to tap, because I'm seeing like maple syrup. I think they call it tapping into the tree. And there's a certain season for it, there's a process, etc. And that's being understood, and it seems slow, but it's not, because the nectar of it is so beautiful. And up here, because I'm seeing like almost like baby birds in a nest, but they already have their feathers, but you know, like sometimes they look weird when they're just still getting their feathers. And it's like this calling of nourishment for more. And there's a mothering energy here that hears the call, whether it's Mother Gaia or you're the mothering of your own energy
Bloody.
centers that are embodied, or from a mothership. And I absolutely have to go there, because there's something there, but it's being drawn down. There's a stamp of some sort. Ancestors, yeah, there might be absolutely appreciation and healing. Recognizing ancestors may come from very many different lineages and landscapes as they're coming down. I'm holding my peace. I'm going to, right in here, because I'm seeing like, how do I say? Happiness. I'm seeing happiness. And where I'm happy right now is that I am recognizing, if my calendar, my weekend, my schedule, whatever it is, I'm learning to pause so things can catch up with me. And I say that because it's, again, that slow to fast perception, and something about the momentum of something that I maybe was trying to manifest
Dark.
6 weeks, 6 months, whatever it was ago. And it's like that wave was catching momentum, and then it's going to come back in. But it takes time for that to happen. Even though we might seem like, oh, the wave came out of nowhere, and then it's like a surfer Beach Boys. But you know somewhere, or you have some sort of understanding, it didn't happen in an instant. It just appeared that way. But a lot of contributing factors, a lot of collaboration with different elements happened for that wave to have momentum for you to surf upon. So I don't know what's going on in your weekend, but I hope this is serving, or at least inspiring something to contemplate and assist your weekend energy, because it feels like something divine is being dropped in. Okay, so I also want to note that, because I'm seeing one-eyed, one-horn, flying purple people eater, one-eyed, and these like little green gremlins, but I don't know that they're, it's like a brownie
That's
or a
mine.
sprite or a fairy or a little leprechaun thing that's coming up. This feels a little rammy. So see right in here, I'm building a burger. That's how I'm feeling. I see the bun, the cheese, the patty, maybe the tomato, the lettuce, whatever, condiments, and I'm putting it all together. But right now I'm seeing it stacked, but not smushed so I can consume it. And it's like either it's a part of your higher self that's hungry because it's bringing me into like that food, or it's an external energy of a character. And it's like, you've got to be like, this is mine. I've spent time creating all the different, it's like everyone likes their burgers. Harvey's, have it your way. And you get to build your own burger of what's nourishing for you, whether you are going off your taste buds. You're like, oh, I'm really craving some jalapenos and some cheese. Or perhaps you're focusing on the body. You're like, I want jalapenos and cheese, but my body doesn't digest it well, so I'm going to have a plain burger with just maybe
Below.
tomato and lettuce. Do you know what I'm saying? And then, oh, my heart, maybe you're focusing on heart health. And so maybe you might release a lot of the condiments for, I don't know, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, so thank you. And it's almost like with this against the grain being upside down, and I was called to leave it upside down. It's like you're not going against your own grain. There's all those lines too. Cover up her nudie bum. There's all those lines. The grid of Gaia is on me. Some of you also might be getting a tattoo. That's that stamp So some of you might be getting a tattoo, maybe for the holiday season or just whatever weekend you get this. Defend to the end the worthwhile. This is making me feel as though when you meet the challenge or somebody who might be challenging your position, because I'm back in the Texas thingy, or not Texas, Western thingy, and I realize I'm all the different characters and I become the bartender.
Give it back.
There's something about the way I defend is very important. The integrity in which I hold my position of what I've learned, my growth, my evolution, and this isn't to put anyone else down. Of course, that's the wisdom of it. Somebody else might receive it that way, but as long as there's, again, purifying the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, purifying those, shock of the new. Yeah, see, there's something about this whole singing in the throat thing as well, and hearing. I'm hearing.
I'm close.
Somebody is definitely trying to get a message to you, mother, alien angel, something along that lines. Absolutely. A lot of people are going to be shocked maybe as you even step into this. I'm going to call it new skin, but I really don't feel like it's a new skin of sorts.
Aries.
It's harmonized with a different energy from the untapped energy of the Kundalini. And it's just noticeable. They might not be able to put their finger on it, but it's just noticeable. All these ancestors of appreciation and healing, it lines and lines and lines, like they are all coming in. It's like as soon as you open that glass door that I saw before, and you see yourself, and then once you open the door moves and the reflection changes. That's how I'm seeing that. If anyone's trying to be rammy with you or anything along that lines, because I'm seeing Snoopy, it's like just being chill. It's just, I'm being chill. Somebody might even accuse me of saying, oh, you don't care. Softly, softly, the tender touch, because you're not responding in a way. It's like you've had therapy and then you're going to something where you get to put it into play. And yeah, you get to bring it into form. And somehow you're saying tougher things, or you're applying that toughness to the self. That's how it makes me feel. You're like, no, I know it might be tough to change my language or start to tweak, just like the tones. La 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 la. So I'm going to be gentle. I'm not going to expect everyone to change with me because I've decided to change, or because been in therapy for the last 2 years and they don't know, or whatever the case may be. But what I can do is remember, I can say it, speak it, sing it, tones, octaves, keys, and bringing it into form with my actions. That's the way it's going to come into play. That's the way it's going to manifest. And if I can do my future self favors by taking small steps now in the way I respond with the weight,
7.
allow things to come back into me, the pause, it will gain momentum in the future, which will become my present, which will then become the past. So it's all correlating. Does that make sense? Oh my goodness, I have been rambling on so long. I want to thank you so much, if you haven't already, for like, sharing, and subscribing. Man, I can just yammer. I hope that you have a great weekend. I want to thank all those who do like, share, and subscribe and support. This is officially coming near the end of the year. It's officially my first year sharing on YouTube. So it feels like very monumental, and I couldn't have asked for a better year. Truly, I'm so grateful. And I hope that you have a great weekend. Okay, so our closing out messages for those that are still with me and you make it to the end. One who believes in miracles is a realist. You want to take that in? I want to take that in with you. I want to take that in with you. That is incredible. And this is what's coming into form softly. Killing me softly with his song. Killing me softly.
Psychic.
I love it. Okay, thank you so much for being here and for all that you do and just simply for being you. Until next time, thanks for scrying with me. Bye. You ready to close out, Ghost Tube? Do a little smudgy smoo? When you gaze upon a rose, enjoy her beauty. Don't count the petals.